Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's live event on Creatio AI and the future of AI native automation. I'm Burla Kawasaki, your host, and it's my pleasure to announce and host today's star-studded lineup. It goes without saying, first of all, that the pace of innovation has dramatically reshaped our lives, both in the personal and professional setting. From how we interact with technology to how businesses operate, AI is no longer just a tool, it's an integral part of doing business with your customers. To help us walk through this amazing roadmap of innovation, we have an amazing lineup here, and I'll let them each introduce themselves, starting with Catherine Kosreva, our CEO and founder. Catherine.
Hello, everyone. It's really exciting to have so many folks from the Creatio community joining us today. Hello to all Creatio customers and partners, and please use chat. We want to make this as interactive as possible. So, greetings from Boston, but we'd love to hear where you guys are coming from. So please share in chat where you're coming from, and let's again, any questions, any comments you have during the event. Please use chat to interact, and we have the whole team supporting this event, so we will be so happy to answer all the questions, all the comments you have. Without any further ado, guys, we are so excited to have this spotlight event on Creatio AI, and what we're gonna be demoing to you today is the capabilities available in the product today, but also all the new capabilities that we're right now cooking in our R&D and product team, and that will be available in our spring release and June release. So very excited to show you what is coming, but also, again, you're going to be seeing a lot of features that are available in the product today. Andy, the floor is yours.
So great to be here. Andy Dalgan, Chief Growth Officer. Very thrilled about the presentation today. Creatio has been investing in AI since day one, starting 10 years ago, and now leading the way with AI innovations. And I think that Creatio is extremely well positioned to lead this race moving ahead, because we have this simple, modern architecture that allows us to scale AI and put it into the front and center of everything that we do. And you will see more of that today.
Hi, everyone. Andy Zambito here, Chief Sales Officer. Super excited to be on this presentation with you all today. And for those of you who have attended some of our presentations in the past, hopefully you'll feel the same as, a year ago when we were doing our energy release and leading the way with bringing a unified platform around no code. This is going to be amazing around AI as the continuation of our journey and our story. And I get asked questions about what is different about it being a native AI platform. One of the telling areas that I'll certainly be focusing on in these conversations is, unlike other stories and vendors who are bringing you something new to buy, a new seat, a new feature, a new function, this is truly a part of our platform. So I'll pre-answer a question that we may get asked. There's no additional cost in using Creatio for anything that you see here. All of this capability is a part of our platform natively, and I hope you get as excited as I am about it by the end of the presentation. Jason?
Awesome. Thanks, Andy. Hello, everybody. Jason Olkowski, Chief Customer Officer over here at Creatio. By the way, when's the last time you heard the Chief Sales Officer get on and tell you that everything you're about to see today is already for free, it will be available to you. We think this is just one of the great ways that's going to help drive more adoption of all of the wonderful AI features that we're going to spotlight today. Some, as Catherine mentioned, that are here already, some that are still being baked. One of the things I'm going to focus on today is about unified AI and how bringing all sorts of data, both structured and unstructured data, really helps accelerate what we can do, what we can envision through AI, and how it helps accelerate adoption and usage throughout our organization, which is, of course, then how we get the value together. So more to come on that later, and Burley will send it back over to you.
Okay, great. Well, we have a star-studded lineup and we have a lot to cover. So let's dive right in. And I'll start things off by introducing again Catherine to talk about our vision for the next wave of innovation.
Okay, I love it. Thank you very much. So listen, we all know the saying that a company is only as good as its people, right? This is basically our mantra that everyone has operated under for the last maybe 100 years, since the first industrial revolution 100 years ago. But the world is changing, and let's see which direction we're moving into right now. So when you think about human talent, when you think about HR practices over the last 100 years across so many enterprises, I feel like we nailed all the HR practices, starting with talent strategy and skills assessment and development and performance management. And you can, guys, you can move to the next slide, and hiring and onboarding practices and culture and ethical alignments, like everything we need to know actually to lead and to manage our teams globally in all the organizations that you guys currently represent. What we're seeing right now is the beauty of the new era is that we're actually combining the HR practices, the human practices, with digital talent. And this is exactly what Creatio is doing right now. We can move to the next slide. And we're going to introduce to you actually a completely new world when we merge human talent and digital talent together to completely transform the way we work and we operate. And when you start thinking about this digital talent, and you guys will realize that actually exactly the same practices that we've been using for many, many years in HR, exactly the same practices can apply to our digital talent, because we also have our talent strategy, we have skills assessment, development, performance management. Let's dive into it. We're going to start with digital talent strategy. So basically defining which exactly digital talent we need to integrate into our business functions, and what should be the capabilities, the features and functions available in those AI agents, and then how effective they are, because obviously AI agents and digital talent, that's how we call it at Creatio. It is an investment from our end. So we need to understand the metrics, the KPI, the performance of those AI agents, and then how we're going to deploy them, and what's going to be the deployment time, and how fast we can get from deliver time to value, time to market to our organizations. And finally, responsible governance and compliance policies. That's going to be a very, very important part of digital talent practices that we're actually developing right now as we speak. So the beauty is that we are combining human talent and digital talent, and basically augmenting our human resources with AI agents. And when we transition to the CRM field where Creatio operates and where Creatio shines, that's the beauty of integration between CRM users and CRM agents operating together under one umbrella, working on the same processes. And I want to give you an example, a very simple example, but I'm sure it will resonate with many of you. Let's talk about enterprise sales. So when you think about enterprise sales, there are multiple functions that we can easily outsource to AI agents or digital talent, again, as we call it, which would be, for example, gathering all the information about the company we're selling to, creating the next best offer, the next best action, putting together a nice presentation, putting together a nice offer. All of that should be outsourced to digital talent, while human talent will be actually interacting with clients and will be building those amazing relationships and leading this interaction. So there is work for everyone, and the world that we're creating together with you at Creatio is the joint world for digital talent and human talent leading this collaboration. Burley, please.
Thanks, Catherine. So as you just heard Catherine talk to the vision, this is a mindset shift, right? It's not just simply about adding another feature, adding a new module, and bolting on to our existing CRM. It's about taking a fresh reimagining of what is possible using AI to really transform the way users work together with software. If we go to the next slide, you know, as we think about this new world, right? It's not about agents. Everyone's talking about agents, but they're missing the point, right? It's about how the investments in digital talent can also collaborate and work with the human talent together. It's about the collaboration to really transform the way you do your work. AI can free up the repetitive tasks. They can take away some of the mundane data entry tasks. That frees you up to spend your best energy, your creative ideas, your relationship building with customers, right? So that you can have a bigger impact in your job. It's not about AI taking your job. It's helping you be more productive. It's helping you do your best work. And it's this combination of both forms of talent that Catherine talked about, human and digital, really being applied to your business that really delivers just outstanding results. So we're now going to do a couple of quick demos, and for each one of these, we'll talk about them. But first, this is a whole new experience, and so I wanted to just give you a peek at sort of what this new reimagined experience is. Starting with a world where imagine you have one screen, and that's a prompt. Instead of the dozens or hundreds of screens that you may be familiar with, you can start with the prompt to interact with CRM. Now, of course, you have access to the full familiarity of the CRM screens as you need them, but imagine a world where you want to stay in a conversational paradigm the entire time that you interact with every data object, every workflow, every document, anything that you want to access inside CRM can be intuitively accessed without having to navigate your way through screens, without having to learn how to use parts of the application. But instead, you can, in a very natural way, in a conversational way, talk to AI, and AI can talk to you. So this becomes the collaboration space for you and AI to collaborate together. Now, this isn't maybe the user interface that everyone would use all the time, but imagine if you're on your phone or you're out meeting with customers and you want to be able to free your attention up to spend more time customer facing and less time punching data in screens, right? When you're back in the office, then you may want to turn on the familiarity of a traditional classic CRM look when you have dual monitors and a keyboard and you can dock. So it's not an either or, but it's an and. And the important thing is that you have the ability to personalize and tune this for the way that you work. Okay, so let's dive in. And as we talked about, we're going to give you more details now about all this great and exciting innovation that's coming. And we're going to do it by focusing on four pillars that we talk about for what a truly AI native CRM application should be. This is a fundamental rethinking, reimagining. Just as when people moved to the cloud, 15 years ago, it wasn't just about hoisting your existing legacy servers and putting them on the cloud, but it was reimagining, re-architecting with a vision towards what the cloud could enable for your business. And so we are reinventing the way that we think about CRM, using these four pillars as our guiding light. So let's dive in. I'll talk to the first pillar, which is around core. And then each of us on the panel will take a different theme, and we'll hear more about this and see demos. Please do put questions as we go into the chat. We'd like to answer and engage with you interactively as we go. Okay, so we'll start with core. As you saw in the earlier demo, right, AI is at the foundation of everything we do, right? And it knows all the information that's in traditional CRM, your data objects, your workflows, the relationships, but it's all natively integrated, right? Unlike some other vendors that you have to use SDKs or integrate your agents back to your CRM, right? This is all natively part of the core platform from the get-go, right? This allows you to use native language as the default, right? To do your work. Furthermore, on the next slide, what this allows you to do then is AI can both reason on it and act upon it, and it also allows you to again take any action on your behalf as fast or as slow as you want. And that's the important sort of thing I want to leave you with here, is that you're in control. This isn't about autonomous agents taking over the world or doing things that are unchecked. This is about AI assisting you. This is about digital talent helping you to free up your time, and you control how much or how little when you want it, right, in order to do your best work. And it's fundamentally based around the work style and how you prefer to perform certain tasks. And so as you want to sort of dial up or dial down the level of AI, it can assist you in new or different ways. So let's see this in action with our first demo. This starts at an event, right? You see Alex Carter, who is an attendee. You get his business card at the event, And just from your phone, even before you've left the event, you ask Creatio AI agent to capture this information. In the background, the agent has captured Alex's information, automatically determined and linked him to the account object, so you know he's part of Alpha Business. And then it starts to automatically find additional data and summarize some of those sources for inclusion and updates as additional context, going out and enriching the data where it can find it. Um, when you're back in the office, then you pull up the natural language user experience that you see here, and you can review it very easily. You decide that you need to immediately follow up with them. It's a high value lead. It's been scored. So you're going to set up a meeting, and of course, the meeting agent helps support you getting ready. It pulls together an agenda. It covers all the talking points that you want to cover with them, and it will help you with assembling a lot of the materials, such as curating or finding presentation materials that you're going to use for your presentation. It may look and find success stories or reference cases of other customers that are similar to Alpha that you want to pull in. So again, this is about Creatio agents helping you and supporting you in your tasks, right? And helping you to personalize how you follow up and work with your customers and prospects. So that is a very quick sort of demonstration of sort of this core attribute of CRM. Let me just sort of recap, right? It's about unlike sort of traditional CRM systems where it's been sort of the same legacy application for years, and you're simply sort of bolting on another AI module. Everything you see in Creatio CRM is being reimagined right from the ground up to take advantage of our AI native capabilities and really put AI in natural language at front and center to how your user experience exists with your daily work, with all of the tasks that you do in a seamless and easy way. So that's the first pillar. We're super excited about sort of this, but now I'd like to transition over to our next presenter, who will talk about Actionable. And so, Andy, take it away.
Burley. Before we transition, listen, we have a
The
ton of
chat is
questions in the
exploding.
chat. Yeah, we have a ton of questions. So we need to pause and answer a couple of questions from the chat.
I
Andy,
get too excited.
Burley, guys, will you take it from here, please?
Yeah, Izzy, I believe there is a question about how is this approach different from other vendors on the marketplace? Do you want to approach this one?
Well, sure. I mean, first of all, as I mentioned up front, at our core, this is built into our core. This is not a new feature. It is not a new product line. It is not a new seat that needs to be acquired. This is like everything else we've delivered in our no-code platform. It is now AI, all of it. Now, we already had all of the AI elements all of these years, if you've seen, but all of these new capabilities and features will either be there now or will be shortly available for you to take advantage of, and at no additional cost to the seats you already have. This is one of the foundational ones that Jason gave me a little ribbing up front for, but is foundationally a different approach. And we believe that the merging of no code and AI is the future. And we're going to talk more about the agents and the rest. That's my perspective. If anyone else wants to add to that.
I also saw this amazing question about data in AI governance, and I wanted to talk a bit about that too. So look, the big benefit of Creatio is that we are LLM agnostic, so we can work with all sorts of different LLMs, in contrary to some other vendors that are just connected to one. We give you the freedom and flexibility to choose which LLM will do the best, including the ones that you might develop proprietary for your enterprise. And the entire architecture that Creatio brings to the table has the security and trust in mind. We have a data anonymization layer, so we're not sharing any data with LLM providers. We provide you with the same governance framework that we use for our no-code development that allows you, from one hand, really speed up the deployment of AI capabilities, but on the other hand, make sure that you go and check all the needed elements before you release it into the production, and you're in control. So with our AI command center, you're fully empowered to select what AI skills and agents you want to deploy to what kind of users. You also see their accuracy, their outcomes, and you can easily and nimbly manage it within the AI command center.
Amazing.
Okay. Berla, do you want to pick any other questions, or shall we move on? How are we doing from time
Yeah,
perspective?
there's a couple questions around mobile experience. Mobile was one of the features that we showed off a couple releases ago and is live today. So we offer mobile experience, the ability to use either voice or natural language input directly to the mobile device. So that's out there today. I would encourage you to try it out and experience it yourself.
Amazing.
Okay, I think with that, why don't we keep on going? So,
Okay.
Andy, the floor is yours to talk about actionable AI.
Well, I'm super excited by this, and I really love the demo that I have. So look, we've talked about traditional CRM a little bit, and I've been a user of this for my entire career. And traditional CRM has often played a much more passive role, right? We manually enter data. We are responsible for interpreting it and deciding what the next steps are. And one of the key tenets of AI native CRM is its ability to take this action. Now, as you pointed out, Burley, earlier, a lot of folks are out talking about AI agents, and it's important to distinguish that not all AI agents are the same or created equal. And Creatio AI agents, this is about introducing role-based agents. So it's designed to be highly personalized to you, the user. So it's not just to assist on your behalf, but freeing you up from repetitive tasks. And when you see this human in the loop, this is super critical because now this allows the human user here to choose the level of AI autonomy that you want to have, whether it's deciding that the AI can suggest, actually execute this agent, or it can just have to request approval even before taking action. Now, another key aspect of this, which gets me super excited, is with this aspect of actionable AI, is that it works across all the tools that we use. So in my daily life, where I'm in Creatio all the time, but I also use Outlook for email and for calendaring, and I'm on Zoom meetings and team meetings. And this agent follows me and will work with me in all of these different aspects. And I think you'll see that unpacked here in a demonstration I'm about to show. But this ability to monitor, act, and generate insights in real time, regardless of where I am in my activities, is priceless. And I think you'll agree after you see this demonstration. So in this example here, a customer is emailed in with questions about a new service center opening, right? And I'm immediately like, look, I need to know what can I know about this account? Give me insight into this. And we're then saying, well, let's take this forward and make a quotation for their request. Right now, it's giving me suggestions, it's helping me automate that, and it's even helping me automate the response email. But I'm picky. Let's improve that email. I don't like that email. Make it a little bit more robust. Include some procurement folks on this. And now it's saying, hey, please proofread this for you. Well, now that I've got this email, I like it, but I also want to schedule a meeting with them. So I'm going to ask them if they can help me find a time. And not just a time that works for me, but for other folks that are available that I'm going to need for this. Here are some great suggestions. Great. Now let's go ahead and schedule it and send that with the agenda and the summary notes and the actual invite itself with the links. Amazing. So now we have this meeting. Let's go to the actual meeting itself. Uh-oh, some people have shown up that I don't necessarily remember who all is here. Quickly, agent, tell me who all is here and give me their backgrounds. Now I'm briefed on all of their information. I say, but we're starting to talk about this proposal. You know what? I need to get sharp. Give me all the background information on our prior orders and maybe even some suggestions about tiers and discounting because I need to be on my game. All right, so now we have this, and this is amazing. We're starting to talk about generating a custom quote. And I'm saying, look, we're going to draft this up, and here, the system is drafting it for me. So the meeting's ended, and now I'm going to follow up with producing these drafts, right? And so now the system is telling my agent here is saying, yes, we can do this. I'm saying, of course, we need to include procurement. I need some additional folks in here. Here is the actual email that's drafted with the quotation attached. I'm ready to hit send. I have been moving seamlessly across the work areas that I participate in, and gone are the days of me having to remember and think about everything in context in the moment. This agent is augmenting me seamlessly and quite an experience. So that's the end of that demo snippet, but I hope you get as excited about that as I do. So again, bringing this back around as we see with traditional CRM, it's really about that storing of data and requiring us to deal with this passive information. And now AI native CRM takes this to a proactive stance, and it's recommending things in context, in real time, across the platforms that we're using most. So that's the section on actionable AI. I'll be in the chat answering additional questions, but smarter decisions, timely decisions, super beneficial.
We've had a bunch of questions in the chat, so I thought maybe
Oh,
we'd
okay.
pause here before we go further. A lot of excitement, clearly, about what Andy just showed you, and good questions around how do we ensure that this is tailored to my sales process or the way I work. And I would say that's a great observation, and it highlights, I think, the challenges with a lot of some of the early agents you may have seen from other vendors, which is very sort of impersonal, very sort of robotic. In contrast, this is why what Andy showed you is super important about role-based agents, right? And so they're not just a Swiss Army knife trying to answer any question, but they are tuned to the tasks, the skills that are important to you, to your data, right? And so that they can be more and more relevant, more accurate to what you do, including referring to your knowledge base for best practices, being able to be grounded in the particular tasks and the way that you perform your work, right? So the whole notion of personalizing both to your business and your team's practices, but also to your style of work is super critical, and it's a big sort of tenet that we are investing in here as part of this actionable theme. So that was one that came up.
Yeah, I also wanted to address one of the questions. So someone actually made a great point that not all salespeople are built the same, and then there are some data that is available within your system, but there is also some common practices available through LLM. And this is probably the biggest beauty of Creatio, because Creatio has a full inbuilt awareness of all the data, objects, workflow, processes that you have in Creatio. You can train Creatio AI to use the internal secret sauce and scale it across your organization. And this is an incredible ability for you to combine external available data, but also things that you do differently and train your models in a very unique way. And this, I believe, gives you a great competitive edge to go and compete with your rivals and uses automation as your differentiation.
I see a great question from Natalie. Let me step in here. Natalie is asking which departments at a company can be using Creatio AI. So Natalie, I can actually tell you what we're doing here at inside Creatio as a company. We drink our own champagne. I can tell you the business trips, for example, or your vacation days, day offs, PTOs. We create all of that through Creatio AI. So when you have a business trip, you're going to go to Creatio AI and you're going to talk to AI and create your business trip request. So that's how we use it here at Creatio. So absolutely every team member of Creatio is using Creatio AI. Okay, shall we?
A lot of excitement around what people saw with the embedded experience inside Outlook and Teams and Zoom. And just to reinforce that, just like every other feature that we've shown, which comes as part of the core Creatio platform, no additional feature, no additional license that you have to buy. All the embedded experience is part of your Creatio subscription. And so that's I think part of how we're trying to really show the differentiation that we provide to our users, but also just to really democratize the adoption broadly across your work.
Brilliant. Shall we transition to the
Yep,
next part?
let's keep rolling. We got a lot more still to cover. So Jason, you're up to talk a little bit about unified AI.
Yeah, thanks so much, Burley. Appreciate it. And let me hit one other question that I noticed in the chat before we jump in and talk about unified AI. There was a great question there about training. Does this require training? Will we provide training? Short answer is yes, we will provide lots of training and documentation, et cetera. All our academy will be updated with loads of this information and courses as well. And Burley and his team are continuing to update all of that. At the same time, I would say, and hopefully you'll see through these demos here, that on the user side, this actually reduces the need for training because it's such a conversational interface. And you'll see through, the remaining demos that we have today, how you can interact with Creatio AI to ask the questions that you need to run your business, to understand, your data, your pipeline, your service request, all of this much better in a conversational way. And then on the development for all of this and how you create all this for your teams and your organization and how you build all this, yes, I think that's where a little bit more of the documentation and training will be helpful around all of that. So with that, Let's go ahead and jump in and talk about unified AI, because as we know today, the innovation is happening at an unprecedented pace. And sorry, can we just go back one slide still here? At an unprecedented pace, but this, which is great, right? I mean, my ChatGPT client gets updated, I feel like, every other day. But this rapid growth is leaving a lot of AI solutions fragmented. And you end up sometimes with different tools for predictive AI and generative AI, and then different tools yet for agentic AI. And all of this kind of exists in different silos, which require complex integrations to move this data back and forth between them. So the unified AI pillar is about bringing all types of data together, of AI together in one cohesive and simple platform. At Creatio, we call this the AI Command Center. That's what the picture on the last slide was. It's a single design and a management portal where businesses can access, build, and deploy all of their AI skills without needing separate tools, without needing separate add-ons or complex configurations. Everything is built in, it's intuitive, and it's managed through natural language. So let's talk about data, because one thing that's important is that unification goes beyond AI capabilities, right? It's one thing to have all these capabilities, but it's also about the data. And traditional CRM has been pretty good at handling structured data, right? And relational data. This is where it was really kind of born from, right? CRM started as this relational database. However, it's not great at unstructured data that lives in so many of the places that we interact and we do business today, right? Transcripts, emails, meeting notes, documents, flat files and data files. And then, of course, now third-party data sources like LinkedIn and Zoom info. And so with Creatio AI, all of this data is automatically unified and enriched, eliminating the need for manual data entry, while at the same time ensuring that Creatio AI can learn, analyze, and act upon these insights in real time. So, as I mentioned, we're going to see another demo. Let's kind of see this in action and see how Creatio AI unifies all these patterns and different types of data to resolve customer issues. So in this scenario, you've got a service manager inquiring about cases that might be in danger of missing their SLA, and Creatio AI automatically switches into service agent to gather and analyze all this relevant data. The agent analyzes service requests and maintenance information to predict possible SLA breach scenarios. 3 of them are identified, which meet the predictive model. So taking the first case, the service agent analyzes a variety of data and maintenance records and sentiment analysis on the customer email exchange and similar cases to find patterns. This involves aggregating a lot of data, both in structured and unstructured data, to form this complete view of the situation. In this instance, the service agent predicts a likely failure reoccurrence and repeated complaints if the issue is not addressed. So it recommends dispatching a technician along with pre-ordered replacement parts and providing the customer with partial service credit. And then the AI service scheduling agent and ticket resolution takes over. And it helps identify several technicians based on availability, workload, distance, and recommends the best tech for the job. Once it confirms with you, it assigns and schedules that tech to visit the customer site. It prepares all the necessary info, as you can see, updating the back-end ERP and work order and the management system. And also asks if you want to create a personalized email to be sent to the customer, informing them of the upcoming visit. So once the service AI agent takes care of updating the case record with all related information, including updating the status and scheduled activities to complete the maintenance visit and ultimately, resolve the service request. And so with this scenario, we're showing a peek into how Creatio AI's agents integrate these different AI styles seamlessly. The predictive AI helps model these failure patterns and analyze the sentiment. Generative AI helps with creating the customer communications with the right tone. And agentic AI brings us together to automate the entire end-to-end case management process and ensures proactive resolution. It also integrated with structured data from CRM as well as unstructured data in the form of service log data, the emails, if you noticed, to produce this intelligent insights. So let's bring all this together here and take a look at what this means in terms of traditional CRM versus, as we've been talking about, an AI native CRM. Here we've seen this glimpse into the power of truly unified AI, how it addresses these key challenges of traditional CRM. That is fragmented tools, disconnected AI solutions, siloed data that requires manual reconciliation. And in contrast, we have the AI native CRM that unifies all these data patterns and data, structured and unstructured data, into this seamless, intelligent experience. And so what's the result, right? What's the business impact of all of this? It's less time that we're spending on data transformation and data preparation and data loading, more accurate AI-driven insights, and a single intelligence system that works across all of these workflows, as you saw, across multiple different types of data, structured and unstructured, in the different types of agents. So by unifying all these capabilities, Creatio AI eliminates this layers of complexity and delivers actionable intelligence in real time, which as a business leader is super important to me. So hopefully that gave you a good understanding and a good peek into what we mean by unified AI and how this brings all these exciting data sources together. Burley, back over to you. I'm not sure if we maybe want to pause.
Yeah, there was a lot of questions,
Here.
Jason, that came into the chat while you're talking. This one, I think, really excited everyone. A lot of interest, and just a few of them that I know people address, but just to sort of underscore, data privacy is critical, right, to these sorts of scenarios. And so there's a lot of questions around, does Creatio AI, train, data on your customer data, and so the answer is only for the models that you have hosted inside your instance, right? So if you're doing a predictive model, for example, that you're training on your own data, then obviously it does have access to your sensitive information. But the LLMs, anything hosted on the internet, does not, right? And we have a number of security precautions to make sure that data that's sensitive does not get sent out to an LLM, to make sure that it doesn't inadvertently leak anything out to other third parties. And furthermore, we have a bunch of controls on Creatio AI and how it has access to data. The same type of RBAC controls that we enforce throughout the Creatio platform also get enforced to ensure that only the permissions that are appropriate to you and the user are accessible by the agents that are working on your behalf. So this is something we take very seriously. We also had questions around sort of just integrating with data elsewhere, either from other systems or other third-party data sources. Everyone was really excited about how to pull that data in. We have an open architecture. There's connectors on the marketplace. We have support for literally hundreds and hundreds of different both package applications as well as third-party data sources through our ecosystem. And we also have very rich native REST API capabilities directly in the platform itself. So this really gives us the ability to consume most data that is important or relevant to your process, and can help with things that you saw, such as being able to take unstructured information and analyze it, reason on it, and then pull it into your application.
We had multiple questions in the chat regarding languages, all different types of questions regarding languages. So guys, Creatio supports 27 languages. 27 languages. You can use our applications in 27 languages. And again, as with generative AI, you can actually use any of those languages in conversation with your Creatio AI. So Creatio is localized in 27 languages, and in addition to that, you can use, it seems to me it's 50 different languages when you communicate and converse with Creatio AI.
Yeah, and there are also a few questions about Academy and the desire to kind of learn a skill, so to extend your skills. So we are adding all of this information to Academy. We are creating additional classes on Academy on AI specifically. They are dedicated to both our customers and our partner community. In addition to that, we're going to talk about our No Code Day Florida event. We're going to have a number of dedicated sessions and tracks and workshops and certifications focused directly on AI. So the best way for you to learn is to join the conference or go to our academy and enjoy the new classes and the new experience that will be released very, very soon.
And Andy, I'm going to hit one other great question that I saw in the chat here from Michael. I love it. Would AI be able to support generating a visit report based on bullet points and company interaction history? Short answer to this question is yes. That's a perfect use case. And in fact, it aligns really well to some out-of-the-box skills that we have already, where let's say you're getting ready to go visit a customer or have a meeting with a customer. You can ask for a summary of everything that's happening with this particular account. And you can further, customize that skill and all of those prompts to work best for your business. So I love the creative thinking here. This is exactly what we're talking about, all these really valuable and practical use cases by bringing these different data sources together. So great question, Mikhail. Thank you.
Yeah, look, I think that there are lots of questions about configuration and how can we extend the capabilities, and that's exactly what we're gonna touch upon now. So the next element here is composable element, because look, we all enjoy and love out-of-the-box capabilities of Creatio AI and our incredible CRM products. But we also know that our customers and partners want to go and configure and customize to make it really your solution, your CRM, your workflow automation. And that's exactly where composable element comes to play and helps you to extend and build those AI experiences on the fly. So when we talk about, and maybe we can go to the next slide. When we talk about the experience of building things in Creatio, you know that the magic word is no code. You can use the very same no code capabilities to build AI skills and extend your AI agents on the fly. Similar, how the end user would interact with our prompt, you can specify what exactly you're building. You might be building a widget or a business rule or a business process. All of that can be built using the AI capability, because Creatio AI has a full awareness of everything that is going on within the Creatio platform, and this is one of the biggest advantages that we have on the market. Everything is native. You don't need to go and deploy 5 different types of licenses, 5 different types of coding to be applied in order to enjoy it. You can do that you can enjoy Creatio AI capabilities from the day one, and the natural language is your programming language. So we can further lower a barrier for business professionals to configure and customize processes and build their applications using the power of AI in no code. If we move to the next slide, you will see here that we can easily build new capabilities for AI agents and AI skills, and we can go and apply them into every single step of your workflow. You're enhancing your field management. Someone was asking the question about field visits. You can build a new AI skill for field visits, and you can get it available in your workflow the same day. Same applies to any other element of your Creatio application. To illustrate that, let's see a quick video how we use AI no-code configuration via the prompt experience. So imagine that we are automating a supplier management process. And within this supplier management process, and I believe we need to start the video, folks. In this supplier process, we will need to build a new element. The new element will be assessing supplier risk. The first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to ask Creatio AI to suggest what criteria and what data points can be used to generate an ML model. And based on that, Creatio AI will generate 11 different elements that can influence the health of a supplier or the risk factor of a supplier. Based on those parameters, I can instantly train my model and make sure that we can use them to score our suppliers. Now you can also see the output for the end user. So once the model is trained, we can illustrate how the supplier score risk score will be available for the end user. And now we can go ahead and add some additional explanations into the workflow. And not only want to illustrate the widget for supplier risk, but we also want to explain the reasons behind the score. Like in this case, like why we lower the score is also 4 points that you can see on the screen. And after that, once my model is now built and I'm happy to deploy it into the process, I can go ahead without leaving the chat. I can go ahead and apply this new model into my supplier onboarding process. So just like that, we completed a configuration and we enriched our supplier onboarding process with a new, very powerful capability that allows us to score supplier risk and perhaps save millions and millions of dollars for our customers by working with the right suppliers and by making strengthen the partnership with the ones that deliver on time and don't have any risks associated with that. Now, to summarize, with the help of AI capabilities, we can really marry two concepts: no code and AI. In contrary to some other legacy technologies where AI is just a small element within a very complex architecture, Creatio AI is located in the front and center of the configuration experience. So you can use natural language and configure and customize the existing AI skills and agents, but also build new ones on the fly. The best thing is that you are not limited with the number of skills and agents that you can deploy in your Creatio. If you want to build hundreds, thousands of agents and skills, you absolutely have the freedom to do so. Okay, guys, let's advance to the next slide. And I believe at this point of time, we can take some questions from the chat.
So the first question, Andy, is outside of sales use cases, how robust are the operational workflows and what impacts are you seeing for companies from an efficiency perspective? The question from Cassandra. Would you like to take this one?
Of course. Look, Cassandra, we are covering both CRM, but also workflow automation, and we're covering a very extensive list of workflows horizontally, but also within specific industries like financial services, manufacturing, CPG, you name them. And the very same concepts that we can use for CRM are fully available without any limitations to any workflow you can build. And this workflow can be a native out-of-the-box workflow of Creatio, a marketplace application that developed by our incredible partners, or a workflow that you build by yourself. So none of what we just demonstrated is only limited to CRM, because Creatio is a one single cohesive platform. You can apply it to any use case and any business process that you automate with the help of Creatio platform.
Been a couple of questions around LLM models and which ones we support, and wanted to just highlight that we believe it's important from a vision and strategy standpoint to remain agnostic. We don't think that, given the pace that the industry is racing on, where every week you see another huge advancement in either a different LLM or a version of an LLM, and so our strategy is to remain agnostic. We'll integrate with the common ones that most people are asking for. Anthropic, OpenAI, Gemini are sort of the top three, but ultimately it's your choice. And there's a notion of bring your own model, where if you have your own model and you're hosting it, we will connect with that, right? So that gives you even more choice and also more control over the model that makes sense for your business process or your industry.
Awesome. We have a business question asking what's the footprint of Creatio, geographical footprint. So guys, we operate in 100 countries thanks to our extended partner channel network. And as I already mentioned, the product is localized into 27 languages. So basically the footprint is absolutely global for Creatio. We're very, very happy and proud to have so many clients all around the world. Any other questions, Burley, Jason, Andy?
Yeah, I think, why don't we sort of go to the next slide? We just have a few slides here to wrap up, and then we'll keep it open for Q&A and make sure that we address some final questions. But hopefully you got a sense for just the amazing innovation. And this is part of our ongoing commitment that you heard from Andy at the very beginning, to continue to invest, to continue to add even more AI capabilities into the platform with each and every release. And to do it at the core, right? All of these require a deep level of platform level support for AI in a way that really makes Creatio first and unique compared to other solutions in the market. Now, you heard already that we have a lot of ways for you to get hands-on and to learn more. So if you go to the next slide, I do want to encourage everyone to attend our our event in May. This is our marquee annual event, No Code Days. You see, this year it has the tagline "Age of AI," and it underscores just that, how much we're going to be talking about how AI has really transformed and revolutionized the use of both no code and CRM. And so you'll see dedicated tracks on AI, on modern CRM, on no code, a ton of information you can experience through hands-on, through sessions, through unique experiences, and you get to hear from amazing presenters and speakers, including Steve Wozniak, founder of Apple, industry legend, and he'll talk about as well the sort of the next wave that we're in the midst of right now in terms of innovation and how that's really transforming the industry. So if you haven't already, I would encourage you to sign up, register. It's a jam-packed 2-day event, 3 days if you're a partner. We've added another day specifically for our partners to get deeper and learn more about how they can build solutions on top of Creatio. So with that, we're going to take more questions. So I'm going to open up the floor again to our esteemed panel, and hopefully we can address a few more questions that you have, either from the chat or new ones that you may have.
I can see a great question from Andrew from OTP Bank asking, will Creatio agents be aware about custom schemas, or do we need to annotate them specifically? And the same question applies to custom workflows. That's a great question, and this is exactly what Creatio, the beauty of no-code platform that Creatio is delivering, that the whole idea of 8.3 is that you actually will be able to apply AI to any custom object, Andrew, and everyone else that you will be building in Creatio. So it's very exciting. And again, thanks to AI native approach, and no one else on the market is doing something like that. Burley, back to you.
Yep. There's been questions around how Creatio agents talk to other agents, and Catherine sort of talked about, we're moving into this world of human and digital talent working together, and just as humans work together in teams, there's certainly going to be a lot of scenarios where agents work and collaborate together with humans in larger groups. And so what we've sort of shown here are sort of examples of some of that, but over the course of your day, without really having to intentionally realize, you may be working with multiple agents. The agents will be sharing context. They share your personal preferences, right? So it makes it very seamless and personal. So multiple agents is definitely something that we see as part of a course of a normal day. Over time as well, there's doubtlessly going to be other agents, non-Creatio agents as well. Anything that is accessible via sort of REST APIs or some public API, we can integrate with, so that there can be ways to integrate and coexist with other AI agents that you may be using.
Awesome. And Burley, there was another great question, like multiple actually questions regarding pricing and tokens. I saw multiple questions regarding tokens. So guys, I want to be, again, very, very specific about AI pricing at Creatio. If we talk about Creatio AI as a module at Creatio, because it is an AI native platform, the module is not priced separately. It is just a part of our standard licensing, and actually you can play with it and you can test it at our trials on the website. However, if you're going to be using AI extensively, as again, you understand Creatio AI integrates with different LLMs, we will be purchasing tokens from those LLMs. So basically, the only price increase is those tokens that Creatio is purchasing from LLM in order to make Creatio AI work for you. But at the same time, I want to highlight that the package of free tokens is included into Creatio AI license and also in our trials. So if you play with the trial with Creatio AI in our trial, or if you start starting the user adoption of Creatio AI in the beginning, you will have enough tokens to play with it and to experiment with Creatio AI.
And that's one of the reasons why the analytics and reports in the command center are so powerful, because as you are trying it out, as you're using it in sort of a test or a sandbox environment, you can see your real world usage, right? And see if, are your users using it, once a day, 100 times a day, and that will help you sort of plan for the rollout, which you can then size appropriately to to your team or to your usage scenario.
And the question is, will these features be available for existing clients of Creatio? Absolutely, yes. So as soon as you migrate to the new versions, but again, if you use Creatio Energy, which was released back in fall, it has Creatio AI skills and a lot of Creatio AI capabilities. And every release, every minor release that we have every 6 or 8 weeks, or every major release, you always will be seeing more and more advancement in Creatio AI. So everything we showed to you today is either already available in the product, or we're actually ready to release it in our spring releases and June releases. So it's coming right now.
And Catherine Burley, let me hit another question in the chat because I never want to miss an opportunity to talk about one of the biggest distinctive features that we have about our platform, and that is no code. So there was a question earlier, do I need to have programming skills in order to activate and build this AI capability? Simple answer to that is no. All of this is available within our no code platform as well, which you can configure all of this. So yes, that's one of the biggest things. This puts this power right into the hands of you and your teams to be able to develop this and to deliver value on an ongoing basis quickly to your business.
Burley, Andy?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are coming
well,
to the top of the hour.
that's been wonderful. We got dozens of questions. Will this deck will be available? Absolutely yes. So if you have a interest in Croatia, our team is here for you. We are available to demonstrate how this can help your business to achieve success. We can, if you have your customer success manager and you're an existing customers, please enjoy all of those AI capabilities already available in your platform. And of course, we are super happy to further propel our relationships and our business with our beloved partners.
And come join us in Orlando. It's going to be a great event, and you'll be able to get a lot more hands-on and meet with all of us and the wider team in person. So we
And it's
hope.
going to be all around AI, right? It's going to be all
Absolutely.
around AI and a lot of practical workshops on AI and a lot of visionary speeches on AI. So please come to Florida, No Code Days Florida, May 13th, 14th. That's our big marquee event.
Can't wait to see
All
as
right.
many of you as possible down there in Florida. All this great content and sessions, practical uses, ability to collaborate with others. Always an amazing event. So please come on down and join us.
So
Right. Well, with
thank you
that,
for
we
being
can wrap
such
up.
such an amazing audience and such an active audience. The chat was second to none. We absolutely enjoyed addressing your questions. It illustrated the level of enthusiasm and interest. So thank you for being with us during this hour. Hopefully it was useful, and see you in Orlando in all other events of Croatia.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank
Thanks,
you,
team.
guys.
Thanks,
Have a wonderful
customers,
day.
partners. Nice to see you.